What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nightly Crypto. I'm Nightly, and today I get to show you an awesome new tool for the Hex community called the Hex End Stake Estimator. And so you probably recognize this site very well if you have been in Hex at all. This is hexstat.com. It used to be the best stat site in the entire Hex community. Very well done and used by pretty much everybody who knew what Hex was. And so now it is a Hex stake estimator. And so this is good because, first of all, the Hex.win site does not tell you what type of penalty you will get if you end stake. And every time Richard has mentioned emergency end staking, he acts as if it would be financial suicide if you ended a stake early. That is absolutely not the case, and so I'm so glad that that this site was created right here. It is basically a JavaScript copy of the Hex code, and so it's going to be very accurate as to exactly how much penalty you're going to receive. Now, the Ethereum blocks are very quick. I believe they're once every 10 minutes. So if you go on here and calculate, it's going to be good for that very second. But if you go and do it, 10 minutes later, an hour later, it's going to be slightly different by minute details because it will be a different Ethereum block. And, other people could have, there could have been more activity in the Hex ecosystem if you wait before calculating it, but only going to be very minute. So first of all, why would you want to end stake, emergency end stake, and lose any at all? Well, first of all, because the flush address is recycling Ethereum back through the adoption amplifier, so much so that if you put any Ethereum in the adoption amplifier yourself, you're actually getting 95% or more less Hex than you're supposed to, because it's being diluted by 95% from the flush address, which is recycled Ethereum. Also, because this project is not truly a DeFi project, it's not really decentralized. The code is decentralized, but unfortunately, there's this copy address called the origin address that creates a copy of all the entire Hex in the system. So it basically creates 50% control just from the origin address as far as Hex supply. And if you add in the 95% that is being, squirreled away from the recycling and through the adoption amplifier, this thing is almost 100% controlled by one entity. And so if you are into decentralized finance, you do not want to be in Hex. It is not a system that is decentralized. And while the central idea of the code is good, you don't want to be involved in something where somebody has complete control of everything. I mean, that's worse than a bank, because at least banks are regulated. All right, so here's how this thing works here. You basically put the start day. You get the start day and the end day, the principal and the shares. This is all information from the staking tab. So you just put that in from the staking tab. I'm going to put in 40. I'm going to put in 2,600. I'm going to put in 150. You can do M for a million, and just double check your number down here. Shares, we're going to do 3,600 trillion, and then check the number and make sure it parses correctly down here. Currently, you have to put the comma in there if it's 1,000. If it's under 1,000, you don't need the comma. You can do trillion, you can do million, you can do billion. You just put this information in from your Hex.win page, and then just hit calculate. And so then it will show you your total return if you ended your stake right now. So that's how that works, and this is going to be very useful for people finding out if it's worth it to end their stake. Whether you want to do it because of the fraudulent system I just explained to you, or because Hex went up in price, and you want to calculate what your returns might be, this is a great tool. So Hexstat is back up and working, and it's got this amazing tool on it. Come on over here and use it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you much, and I will see you in the next one.